that'll show like
to address granted there has been negative environmental effects of coal mining, but we also have to explain the positives that it's brought to the community. So, for example, coal mining has been in this area for around 2 centuries, and it has brought great economic impact to this area. For example, it's built this library, and you see up behind us, it's town of Lenaconing has been built by the coal miners who started this community 200 years ago, and it's built beautiful libraries and a beautiful community that we see here.
So we're here in Lenaconing, which was a mining town like pretty much all the other towns in the area. We're actually standing right above George's Creek on a bridge right down there. It was the creek that this town was built around. You can see the age on all the buildings here. It's been around for a very long time, and it originated from the miners who lived here and worked in this area and in these hills. And they've had a major impact on the entire area. This specific town is also home to the Lenaconing Furnace, which was an industrial feat and is sort of like a monument to like these miners' accomplishments. But as much as this area and this community can attribute its past and what it is now to these coal miners, the legacy it's left behind in terms of the environmental impact has been extreme. We are standing on top of the most densely undermined area in the entire world. Beneath us are tunnels and networks of old abandoned tunnels that are no longer maintained or visited by human beings, and they are a constant detriment to the ecosystems and landscape of the Georges Creek Watershed. We're standing next to a man-made channel which is designed to direct the flow of water down towards a treatment system on the bottom of this hill. What you're seeing on the bottom of this water right here is the same thing that you'll see on a lot of streams throughout the Georges Creek watershed, and it's a direct result of acid mine drainage. Now, the water is acidic, but what this orange slimy gunk is on the bottom of our streams is actually heavy metals which have precipitated out of the water. What happens is all these subsurface mines which collect water, when that water comes out, it actually washes out some of the pyrite inside of the coal and the other like materials inside of the coal matrix. And what happens is it turns the water more acidic, and these metals precipitate out and they coat the bottom of the streams, which has a great impact on the bugs and insects who live on the bottom. And they're pretty detrimental to stream health. Enough so that we spend quite a bit of money trying to treat this problem. So up that hill is a source of acid mine drainage, and in order to mitigate some of the damage that it's causing, these ponds were set up on the hillside. And what they do is they receive water that's been affected by AMD, and it holds them in these ponds. There's multiple layers underneath the surface of this water which actually treat it. The first layer is just a mat of dead plants and organic material that a whole bunch of small bacteria live in, and these bacteria, just through the processes which keep them alive, actually use up all of the oxygen in the water. And once that oxygen is gone, the acid mine drainage, the metals inside of it won't precipitate out. So underneath of that is actually a limestone filter which raises the pH of the water and makes it less acidic. And after that, there's a whole nother pond down there which is used to treat the actual precipitates inside of the water. And now this system right here is part of that other system. The two work in tandem together to treat both problems. Now the reason why we don't want the metals to precipitate in this pond is because if they get on that filter, it would pretty much just defeat the whole purpose of it, because that limestone wouldn't work to treat the acidity of the water anymore if it was all gunked up with the actual metals. If you look into this weird metal box here, you can actually see water flowing between the ponds. It comes out of a pipe down here, and then it allows the aluminum and the sulfur to settle out before moving on down towards the rest of the stream. Despite efforts to treat AMD, we still have a large volume of it entering our streams. You can see here this pipe and all of the metals precipitating out, which is a pretty clear indicator that it's been afflicted by AMD. It's likely that this water is acidic, but not as bad as it could be if these treatment systems weren't here. All of the Georges Creek Watershed rests on a plateau in between Dan's Mountain and Big Savage. And this source of acid mine drainage right here is from a tunnel that dug underneath of that plateau to connect to the subsurface mines. And what this tunnel does is it directs all of the water that collects in those mines, and it dumps it out here into Braddock Run, which goes down towards the Vale. Now this site has been pumping out acid mine drainage since its completion in 1900 or around so. And it's had a horrible impact on the stream here. You can see the acid mine drainage collected on the bottom, which interferes with the functions of small insects which live on the bottom of the stream, which are a foundational part of the food web in these kinds of areas.